Hi everyone, welcome back to Eve Math Tutoring. Today's lesson is on mean, median, and mode. So first thing we're going to do is look at the mean, and these are actually called measures of center. So when we're looking at these measures of center, to find the mean is actually like an average value. Okay, and basically to find the mean, what you have to do, and sometimes the symbol that we can use for mean could be the following. So you add up all your values, so the sum of all your values divided by n. So that's the formula that we use for mean. Okay, and this symbol here, just if you're looking at this symbol just represents the sum of the values that you're looking at. Okay, and x represents individual data values, or maybe the variables. We can also call it variable. And then n is the number of values in the sample. Okay. So that's basically how the formula works. So the individual data values are x, so those are all your values, and then n is the total number of values that you have, and x bar just represents the mean, okay? Sometimes you can just write the mean and you don't have to write the formula depending on what level of mathematics you're dealing with. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to actually try a few examples. So say you were given the following data and you were asked to find the mean, okay? So the question would say, find the mean. So the mean is just the average value. That's what you're asked to find. Okay, so find the mean for the following data. So you were given the numbers. Okay, so if we were asked to find the mean, so the mean would just be the sum of all the values divided by the total number of values. So what you would do is just add up all the values. And then divide by the total number of values that you have. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 values in total. Okay, so the answer for that would be 50 over 9, which would give us 5.5 repeating, which we could write with a line on top. So you could write like that, or you could round it up to 5.6 if you wanted. Okay, so that would be the average there, or the mean. Okay, so basically just add up all the values and divide by the total number of values that you have. That's the same formula all the time. Now let's take a look at median. Okay. So for median is the middle value. And usually these types of things are used in statistics, the middle value of data. And sometimes this is the symbol that we use, x tilde. That's the symbol that's used for median. So an example could be, find the median for the following. Okay, so you could be asked the following. So you're given the following numbers. You're asked to find the median. So what you're going to do is, if your numbers are not listed from least to greatest, so if they're listed in a different order, you want to list them from smallest to largest. So that's the first part. Sometimes the numbers will be given to you from smallest to largest, but if they're not, you do have to list them from least to greatest. And once you do that, you can start crossing off from each side, one from each side, so one from each, and then I go off ahead and cross from both sides. And then one from each side here, one from each side here, and I end up with the middle number. Now, if I end up with more than one number, so if I end up with 2, normally you would end up with 1, but if you end up with 2, what you're going to do is just take the average of those 2, so you're going to add them and divide by 2. you're going to get 5.5, and that would be your median for this set of values here. Okay? And we can actually try a different example. So say you had an example where you had the following numbers. Okay, and we want to find the mean for this. So if I just start canceling one from each side, now in this case I end up with one number. So in this case the median would just be equal to 6. Okay, so that's an easier example. So you usually you'll end up with 1. However, if you do end up with 2 numbers, once you have canceled an equal number from the top and the bottom, then what you're going to do is take the average of those numbers. You're going to find the mean of those 2 numbers. You're going to add them and divide by 2. Okay, so 2 different examples here. They look similar, but they are different and different answers. Okay, we're going to do a few more examples for median. Say you're asked to find the median of the following. So again, if this is a question you're asked to find the median, first thing you have to do here is rearrange them from least to greatest. So 4, 6, 8, 10, and 11. Once you do that, you can start canceling from both sides, and you'll see that your median is the number 8. Okay, so in that case, our median is equal to 8. Okay. Now another unit of measure that's commonly used is called mode. And the mode is the value that occurs most frequently in a data set. Okay, so we're going to try a few examples. Say you're asked to find the mode of the following. I'm given the following example. So in this example, you can see that you have 2 1s and you have 2 3s. However, you can, and 1 4, but then you can see that you've got 5 5s. So obviously in this case, the mode is going to be the number 5 because that's the number that occurs most frequently. Okay? Now what if we had this example? Now this example, there is no number that occurs the most frequently. Therefore, there is actually no mode in this example. Okay, so it has to be the number that occurs most frequently. If there is no number that occurs most frequently, then that means that question has no mode, or the data, there is no mode for your data set. Okay, so say you had the following data set, you're given the following numbers. And in this case, again, you're asked to find the mode of your data. Now over here you see you have 2 6s and you've got 3 2s and 3 3s. So in this case, 2 and 3 are both considered the modes of this question. So you've got more than one mode, okay? Because they both occur 3 times, they're both the modes. They are the 2 numbers that occur most frequently in your data set, so therefore they are your modes. Okay, so just a couple of different examples there for mode. So I'm just going to do just want to cover one more thing here. Sometimes when you have measures of center, you're also asked to find the mid-range of your data. So I'm going to go over mid-range as well. The mid-range is just, you take the highest value plus the lowest value and you divide by 2. Okay, so if you're asked to find the mid-range of the following data, you take the highest value plus the lowest value and divide by 2. So it would be 20 divided by 2. So your mid-range for this question would be equal to 10. Okay, so that's just another unit of measure that's used in statistics. Okay. Okay, so that's units of measure. I hope that helped you understand. The most common 3, though, of course, are mean, median, and mode. So I hope that helped you understand that lesson. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at evemathtutoring@outlook.com, or you can post questions on the channel.